Okay, I have my student Megan, who is actually my daughter, but she is my mock third, fourth grader. And we're going to be working on a new concept of adding two-digit numbers using place value. So earlier in our lesson, Megan, we played with these. And what can you tell me about these here?
This represents 1, this represents 10, and this represents 100.
Great. Well, we're going to be using these ideas, these visuals, on a representational form on a record sheet. And we're going to play a little game. We're going to be adding two-digit numbers and seeing how close to 400 we can get. That's the goal of our game. Mm-hmm. Today you'll be playing with me. Tomorrow you'll be playing with a partner, with a friend. So take a look at this. On our sheet, I'm going to hold it up so it can be seen. This looks familiar and different to this here. Can you tell me ways that it's the same?
Yes. So it's the same because they have they're represented by ones by the lines.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how is it different than what's on our paper?
The paper has lines to divide the cube by 4.
By 4. Okay, good. So we have 1, 2, 3. How many total different quadrants?
4.
4 different quadrants. Now, how can we figure out how many is in each quadrant?
If you divide the block up by 4, you can be able to then tell. So there's 4 quadrants. And then how to decipher how many is in each block, you count the sides like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you multiply that together, which is 25.
Oh, okay. So there are various ways to do it, but that is definitely one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So how many total squares do we have on this block?
100.
And how many total squares do we have on our grid here?
100.
Okay. But you'll notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4 representational grids. How many total do you think I have on my paper?
You have 400.
400, all right. And that's the game. We're going to try to get as close as we can to 400. Earlier, we worked with cards, creating 2- and 3-digit numbers, turning over the card. We're going to do the same thing, but with dice. Okay? I'm going to have you roll these dice, and let's see what kind of 2-digit number we can make. Good. Let's make a large number. What could be the largest number we can make with those 2 digits?
74.
Terrific. Why don't you write 74 on your top paper there? Okay, so we have a number 74. So you'll notice we have space to make 4 2-digit numbers. So let's keep going.
84.
84. Okay. Good. And that would be larger than if you had put the 4 in the tens place, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. There we go.
9 and a 5, so 95.
95.
Would be the largest.
Okay. Great. And we have space for one more roll.
9 and a 6, so 96 would be the largest.
Okay. Great. So you'll notice you've put your numbers on this form, and there's been a box for each number. Looking at that, what does this first row of boxes represent as far as place value?
The first row boxes represent the ones.
The ones. And the second row, the ones on the left?
Represent the tens.
The tens. So I can see in each case you've made the larger number using the 2 dice. Mm-hmm. Terrific. That's a lot to add together, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to do it using our grids, our representational models of our base 10. So let's start with that. You're going to get a different color to use for each of the 4 numbers you created by rolling the dice. So let's choose a color that we can color in to represent your first number. What is your first number at the top?
74.
Okay, so choose a color. Great.
And color this one?
No, we're going to color it in the grid. So by doing that, what do you think? If we have 74, how many tens do we have?
7.
7. So let's go ahead and color in our tens first. How many is each box worth?
1.
Okay, so we're going to color in 7 tens, what would that look like?
Oh, I get it.
Oh, I like how you did that. Can you explain what you just did?
Yeah, so I counted, okay, there we go. I counted that there's 5 tens on like, so if I split the block of 100 in half, I counted that on one half there were 5 tens. There were 5 tens to the middle, so then that's 2 less than 7, so then I counted 1, 2 for 7.
Okay, good. That's great. Now your total number is
74.
So how are we going to show the rest of that number?
So since the 4 is in the ones place, then it's not tens, so it's ones. So 4 ones.
Certainly. Great. What is your next number?
84.
Okay, so let's choose a different color. Now you notice there's not a full 10 left within this row, is there?
Mm-mm.
So let's start where there is a full 10, and let's show the number 84. We can come back to this for our ones, but let's show our 8 tens.
On the same.
Start right here, where you left off.
Okay.
We're adding these together. How many have you colored in so far?
20.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 2 on the first block. So 8 minus 2 is 6. So that means that I need 6 more tens on the next block.
Okay. So I see you've represented your 80. Let's go back to where we have some space. Can you show me what's in your one spot with your number 84?
Yes. There are 4 ones in my one spot.
Great, great. Taking a look at your grid visually, have we filled up 200 yet?
No.
Okay, let's keep going. What's your next number?
95.
All right, let's choose a different color. And let's start with your tens again.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 10 spaces left, so I'll fill those in.
Good enough, right? Sure. You're doing that.
Okay.
How many more tens do you need to fill up on this grid?
So 9 minus 4 is 5, so I need 5 more tens.
So you've represented your 9 tens, and how are you going to represent your ones? Do we have any ones left over up here?
Yes, we have 2 left.
Okay.
So I'll fill those in. That's 2 ones, so I need, so 5 minus 2 is 3, so I need to color in 3 more ones.
Okay. What can you say about our numbers so far? Have we filled up how many 100 blocks?
We filled up two 100 blocks.
Okay, so we have 200 and then some, don't
Yeah.
we? Okay, let's fill in our last number. What is your last number?
My last number is 96.
Okay, let's start with the tens.
So there's 4 tens left in this box.
Mm-hmm.
So I colored those in, and then 9 minus 4 is 5, so then I have 5 left.
Okay. And that's your tens. How about the ones remaining in that number, 96?
There's 6 ones remaining.
Okay, let's go back to where we have some ones.
So there's 7 ones left in the last box, but I only need to color in 6.
Okay. Have we filled in all 400 spaces in our 4 quadrants?
Nope.
No, we haven't. And so to adding up all of these numbers, these 4 2-digit numbers, you've colored and represented them in a different color here.
Mm-hmm.
And we did notice that they didn't equal up to 400, did they? But let's find out now, how many did they total? How many did we have in all? So we know that one quadrant or one block is how much?
100.
Okay, so let's count by hundreds then.
100, 200, 300, and then this is...
Did we fill this entire one up?
Oh, no, we didn't.
How about if we take a square and we fill it up there?
Then,
Would that make our counting easier?
yes.
Okay, now you've used colored pencil. So let's go ahead and color in a square here and erase one there. So we have now a full quadrant. Great. Now let's find out our total.
Okay, so then back to the beginning, there's 100, 200, now 300 because you filled that one in to make a full 100. And then...
What do you notice about this quadrant? Did we fill it all the way up, halfway up, a quarter of the way up, 1/4 of the way up?
The last one we filled up halfway, except now since you took one of them to give it to the last one, so half of 100 would be 50. So since you're subtracting 1, that would be 49.
49. Great. So in adding up our 74 plus our 84 plus our 95 plus our 96, oh my goodness, what total number have we just created when we add them all together? First of all, you said there was how many in this?
49.
Let's go ahead and write 49. And now let's take a look at how many full 100 blocks we filled up.
We filled up a solid 300
Okay,
boxes.
300. Let's go ahead and write 300. Great. Now let's take a look at the place value of this. We have 300 full and another 49. What do you think our total number would be?
Our total number would be 349.
349. Great. Let's write our answer there.
Oops. 349.
Terrific. How was that display for adding those up?
The display makes it a lot easier and less stressful to figure out what all those numbers add up to.
Terrific. All right. Thank you, Megan, for helping me out today in adding 2-digit numbers using place value.